Okay. So your question, Paw Paw, your question to me was what?
My question to you is did you have a varying cost on your portfolio for the different uh, cryptos and why did you choose them?
Okay. Yes, I did have varying costs for the cryptos. Some of the cryptos I bought very early on. I bought very early on, 2017, 2016. Some in 2018, wasn't too active in 2019, got back active in 2020. Uh, the cost basis was very affordable. However, with crypto, it's different than stocks. Crypto, you can buy a piece. So how you were saying about buying slices of Tesla,
Mm-hmm.
you can buy a slice of a crypto. So in that, whereas if you only have $100, right, you can buy $100 worth of whatever crypto. So if Bitcoin's at $38,000, I can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what I tell people is that with crypto,
38,000. What was it when you bought it?
Bitcoin, I'm not a big Bitcoiner, but when I bought my other cryptos,
We'll talk about what you bought.
what I
What?
bought, like Ethereum, I bought it when it was at $170. I bought it at when it was at $73. I bought it when it was at $750. Um,
Why did you buy it at $750?
I bought it at 750 a couple years ago. Um,
Why?
I bought it because I believe in the investment. I believe in the project. I know what the project can do, and I knew that this was a long term investment. It wasn't a quick flip or a short term thing. I knew that Ethereum, if it's like uh,
Ethereum is in based in what?
Ethereum is based on the blockchain. So how you think of like Bitcoin, Ethereum is its own crypto. So Bitcoin is its own crypto. Ethereum is
Like
its
the
own
one I told you I wanted.
Revolt token is its own. Now Revolt token is its own crypto, but it's built on top of Ethereum.
Okay.
It's built on top of it. So the reason why I bought Ethereum was because of all the different tokens that could be built on top of Ethereum, and I knew Ethereum had major dominance when it came to programming and actually uh, application development. So when we think of the blockchain and crypto is really Web 3.0. It's a further layer that we've built on top of the existing internet infrastructure. But now instead of utilizing uh, a computer having to contact and communicate with the server, it's the computers communicating with all another, or communicating, constantly updating a constant database, constantly updating a common database.
Would
That
you say I'm crazy or making a long term investment with the crypto I was what is called?
Revolt
Revolt
token.
token.
I wouldn't say that you were crazy. What it is I understand that they're utilizing Revolt token. They're utilizing Revolt token as a funding measure outside of the outside of the stock exchange. So what does that mean? If you're listed on the stock exchange, there's certain requirements that you have to meet. Right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
certain process that you have to go through. You're also limited to what kind of investment that you can receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, only people in the United States or who have access to the United States market are able to invest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with their token offering, everyone across the world
Mm-hmm.
is able to actually invest.
Okay.
So the ICO market, that's what we call it, initial coin offering. That's what Revolt token had, allows investors from all over the world to be able to have access to investment opportunities in that company,
Mm-hmm.
in spite or in addition to it being listed on the stock market. So we look at it from this perspective, right? ALYI, they no hedge fund can buy them, right? Only family offices and private wealth management funds can purchase them.
Okay.
Because they're below the $5 threshold. So in order
Not
to
now. You got about $1,000 worth of stock, though. Huh?
are we talking about the stock or are we talking about the crypto?
We talking about the crypto.
For the crypto, they're making it so that you have to invest $1,000, and they're making it a dollar per coin. For me, I have not seen how you would be able to redeem the token in order to get your cash. So whenever you issue a token like that, what you end up becoming is your own bank. So if you're a company and you have not necessarily kept those cash reserves for investment, when it comes time for redemption, you may not have the cash available to redeem the coins for people when people decide they want to redeem their coins. Whereas on the stock market, once you get listed on the market, there has to be a market. Like the whole reason why that's one of the safeguards is that there will always be a buyer or a seller for whichever stock.
But when you get ready to redeem it, it might be down.
That's for
just
stock.
Like
that's for stock.
Well, just like you just described the coin, though.
The difference is that there's regulations. There's regulations whenever you're put on the stock market, versus there aren't that level of regulations when you're in the crypto market.
But also the good part about it is they can't control you.
No, they can't. They can't. Once again, the challenge becomes redemption and redemption. So if they have not created a market for that particular coin, meaning that it's not exchangeable with Ethereum, or it's not exchangeable with Bitcoin, the only place where you can redeem some value from it is directly through the company. So when I evaluate Revolt token, they're utilizing it as a secondary funding source than going through outside of the stock market. And for those of you guys that are wondering what me and Paw Paw are talking about, Paw Paw's asking me about the crypto market, and there's a particular company called ALYI, Alternate Systems. Alternate Systems, their stock ticker is ALYI. ALYI is a company that is creating electric motorcycles and electric bikes for taxi use in Africa. And they are also listed on the stock market. They're on the over-the-counter market, what we know as the pink sheets. And they also have done an initial coin offering in the crypto market. Give me a 1 if you guys are following what I'm saying. So the stock ticker is ALYI, whereas their token is called Revolt token. They partnered up with a company called Revolt. And this token symbol is RVLT.
RVLT?
Yep. So.
Okay, this is the premium for Claiborne. Only thing I had to send it in was a check.
Yep. So what other questions did you have about crypto? What's up, Maxine?
Do I have to send in a total premium?
I don't know about
the total. Do I have
to
send in this payment?
I don't know about the total premium. I would have to contact him. But yeah, what other questions do you have, Paw Paw?
I think I kind of like the idea that there's a risk in it. But also, there's a great big chance that they may grow and have control over a lot. And being that they built on top of a big company that's backing them,
What big company is backing them?
you said they was built on top of
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
It's not. They're built on top of a network. It's not a company. That's the main difference between stock and companies
Mm-hmm.
versus crypto. Is that you can have crypto companies, but what they've done in order to help raise funding is they built their coin, they're built whatever their funding mechanism, they've built it on top of a blockchain protocol like Ethereum. So I can buy the Ethereum token, right? I can buy the Ethereum token, or I can actually build on top of the Ethereum network and issue my own token, but it's supported by the Ethereum network. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it runs on the computers. It runs on the network that the computers that that support Ethereum, but they have their own token that you can buy that flows through that network. I hope I explained that clearly.
Yeah, and they were showing that they have a Visa card.
Yeah, crypto.com.
That's for shit. I keep forgetting the name of the coin.
Under the network, Ethereum is the coin Revolt.
No.
No?
No. What do you mean under? Because are you talking about
Under the
umbrella,
network.
or are you talking about base layer?
Yeah, who?
Because if you mean under, if you mean Ethereum is underneath the coin, that's correct. If you're talking about it in terms, of being a base layer or a foundation layer. You get? I'm making the difference between something that you build upon versus a catch-all term.
Ethereum is the group, is the network. Right?
It's the network, yes.
Okay. So the network, okay, created the coin, right?
They created the coin to run on that network.
To run on that network, which is Revolt is the actual coin.
Exactly. Ethereum also has its own coin. It also has its own coin, but just think of it in terms of, for our purposes right now, we're only thinking about Ethereum in terms of the network.
And who's a part of what makes up Ethereum? What makes up the network?
The millions of computers that are connected to the internet that are running the Ethereum software. Well, I've been teaching this stuff for years, so.
So now, what I'm looking at is really, Ethereum is like the foundation on a house, and you build on top of it. In order for the house to fall, the foundation has to crumble.
Exactly.
Which is the network.
Which is the network.
Okay.
Exactly. So, I with the foundation of the house, I can build. I can build rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can build rooms, and if go ahead.
Other companies can come in there and build on top of the network.
Exactly. Utilizing the same foundation. Now, they're just because they're built on Ethereum doesn't necessarily make them a solid project. So that's the equivalent of saying they didn't frame the walls correctly.
Yeah, it's like a shoddy room.
Exactly.
Now, they can leave the Ethereum network anytime they get ready.
They can leave the Ethereum network anytime they get ready.
Okay, now what's the next coin?
So I have Ethereum, I have Augur.
I'm interested in that coin that's heavily invested in what's that company I got? Shit.
The artificial intelligence company.
Artificial intelligence companies.
If Okay. Um, a company does not necessarily have to run their funding mechanism or run their actual company off of the blockchain, off of Ethereum. They don't have to. So what makes AOYI different than most companies is that they decided to also utilize crypto as a funding mechanism for them. The Revolt token does absolutely nothing except for operate as a financial instrument. There are other tokens, right? There are other tokens like Augur, like Veritasium, that actually provide access to either a financial machine or a predictive market. The way that you utilize the financial machine or the market or the predictive market is by putting the coin basically into the machine, and that gives you access to do whatever it is that you need to do.
Which is that Visa card? Is the coin you put in the machine?
No. Mm-mm. We got the finance. So what I want you to think about is the financial part of crypto,
Mm-hmm.
and then the utility value of crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you look at it from right, Revolt token is just a financial aspect, right? But if AOYI, they made it such that the only way that you can utilize their motorbikes, their electric motorbikes, was if you purchase Revolt token and then you paid for the use of the machine through Revolt token. Now it's got the financial aspect of it and it's got the utility aspect of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's the utility part of it, and you can have physical utility where it actually allows me to use a real machine, or there's the digital utility of it that allows me to have access to a particular software that does something.
That makes caterpillars makes a little card.
I can bet on who's going to win the next election. There's it's a betting platform.
So now wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Let's say I'm building a wood factory.
I'm gonna give you an even better example, Paw Paw.
And I'm starting from scratch. Let me just give you this.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
And I'm starting from scratch. I gotta build a plant. I gotta get the machinery that goes in the plant. I gotta figure out the logistics of the plant. And I gotta figure out who my customer's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, it stands to reason for me, if I know I'm gonna do this, and I know how to do it, I will look for some alternative finance to do these things. So what I'll do is I'll issue a coin to do these things. Now, if this don't become successful, the building don't become successful, and the coin don't become successful. But it makes sense to me to not only want to do this and start it, but to raise the money to assure that the lumber factory is going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So the lumber factory success is based on the Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin success is based on the lumber company. Now we might have some other little companies around, that give us some kind of revenue. But this is my biggest thing I see with this, what Alternate is doing, ALYI is doing. They're showing that when they get up and start operating, they got the money to support their own company. If they don't get shorted out of the world,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing, get past
Mm-hmm.
being shorted and all of that shit. If they get past that and have the money, they stand a chance.
See, this allows them to build up their cash reserves without it being based upon, since they haven't sold anything yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the money that they have has been raised. So if you're a short seller, right? If you're a short seller
Mm-hmm.
and you're not privy to what's going on with the token, then the only financials that you have to go off of, if you're a technical trader, only financials that you have to go off of is the movement and the volume, what's going on in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole nother secondary funding mechanism that's operating over here
Yeah.
that you don't find out about until the Q1 comes into play, until the annual report comes into play. And then you see all of a sudden that they have all this money on their balance sheet, and you're trying to figure out where they got the money from. That's where I see that the revolt token for AOYI being successful. But like you said, they have to get past through all the short squeezes, and the short sellers.
Okay. I think I'm still gonna buy that amount of a token,
Okay.
but I'm also gonna buy some other token
Okay. Okay.
to get a portfolio. But it's a long-term investment.
It is a long term investment, Paw Paw. We spent the system was $4,000. Was $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
Paid for a few. What else the hell did I got to go into my receipts to go look at, but I've put at least about 15
Mm-hmm.
into this building. All that's been crypto money. All that's been my gains from crypto.
Well, mine came from various means,
Yeah.
of investment to the point where I got rid of most of my portfolio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pick one song.
Pick one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the one on the bottom. You got it on the top.
And I said that just to say about the kind of gains that you can gain in crypto, and depending on what your time horizon is.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we got the company, I can't have no time to write. I just have to make long-term investment. And they may work out as I get older,
Right.
There have been older investors that stuff works out on real good.
Right.
So only thing I can do is to make sure that I'm making sound investments.
Yeah.
Because I believe alternate systems is gonna pay off. You know why?
Why?
Back here in March and February, they was trading at 80 million. Was the volume? The doggone short stop was all over the place. Now, you can't hardly short stop. Because ain't nobody selling. All the people who bought the stock, they're not selling. So new people can't buy, so the short people can't get in. Not like they used to.
Yeah.
And the company has got there and they floating around 4 cents. Now the other company that I bought, it dropped to 4 cents. And I says, I ought to buy $1,000 worth of this stuff because it ain't gonna stay there. Artificial intelligence. It bounced right back to 7. Well, that's 3 points I could have made. If I had bought 1,000 shares, what, I'd have made 1,500?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Well, I've been doing this all my life. Now what I'm doing is I want to buy and hold. I don't want to be like Buffett, but I want to be in my category where I'm going to make good choices and hold on to them instead of me looking back and say, dog, I sold too early.
Yeah.
See, but I was right about what hurts.
Yeah.
What hurts is there now?
Hurts. $6. and we made money off of that play for the company.
Yeah, cause we bought it at $1.73.
Mm-hmm.
But Hertz that stock, whenever Hertz get Biden to give him that fleet, they're gonna pay them primary stocks first, and they're gonna eat that money up. You might get $1 a share, or maybe less. Might get 50 cents. You'll be lucky if you get $5 with Hertz, cause Hertz, when Hertz was hurting and they sold half of their fleet, that was a blessing in disguise, because the new cars was coming in, and they got a half a fleet that they can fill up with them new cars. All the rest, Avis and all the rest of them big companies, is stuck with them gas burning cars, and it's gonna cost them money to trade them cars out. And anyway, John Marshall called me. I was watching this special on my phone, and I have a good feeling about Ford.
I do too.
Now Ford in this country have been up there selling trucks for years. And actually Ford been selling since the A model. Ever since Ford said, sell them black people a car, I trust them. Ever since he said that, he said, let them clean up the bank. They're not going to steal nothing. It was over for Ford. Black people been buying Fords and passing from generation to generation. Now, Ford come up here with a truck, electric truck, that's pulling 10 railroad freight cars full of F-50-100. And what impressed me is they say you can if you have a power outage, you can back your truck up to your house and plug it in, and everything in your house work.
For 3 days.
For 3 days. Then they said you can go to an RV center and say it blacks out and you want to get your stuff together to get out of there. You can plug it in, it'll light up the whole RV center. You just tell your neighbors. They'll come pay you. My brain lit up on that. Now you won't make as much money, but the price is moderate right now.
$6.
I believe it's gonna go to $70. It's got to. So I'm gonna call my cars in. I'm gonna buy a Ford first. They add to my portfolio.